Hi and welcome. So today we are going to make Boeuf Bourguignon a la Julia Child, but with just a slightly hint of Olsen the Dane. Olsen the Dane, that's me. So let's get cooking. So beef bourguignon is a red wine stew, and first we are going to dice some bacon that we are going to saute in a hot pan. So here are approximately 170 grams of bacon lard, all salted and smoked, just to give that extra flavor. So first we are going to saute the bacon in a preheated pan with some extra virgin olive oil. We have to saute for approximately 5 minutes. So we'll get back to you in a moment. After 5 minutes, we are going to take the bacon and put it. Well, let's put it in the pot. It goes there anyway, so down to flavor. So you know, bacon is the third spice. It flavors everything. Very good. Now it's time to cut out the beef. We are going to use tenderloin. I think that's a very nice piece of meat for this dish. You can use any sort. The idea of this dish is an old French country dish. So often it was poor man's dish. Today we are going to make it a bit extravagant, but it's going to taste very nice. Also, you can see the recipe in the description below, and if you have any questions about it, well, please make a comment. So we're going to use approximately 1.2 kilos of tenderloin. So let's cut it out. Just making sure that the knife is sharp. So now that all the meat has been cut out, we need to dry it. Just run it over with a cloth, kitchen towel, something like that, to make sure that it is dry. Because when you're cooking it in the hot pan, you want it to get a nice searing on the end of it. If you don't dry it, you will just steam it. All the moisture in the meat will just make a cushion of hot steam underneath it, and it won't roast as evenly as good. So let's get started. It's going to be yummy. It's very important not to put too many pieces of meat on the pan at the same time. You don't want the temperature to drop too quick. I'm using a cast iron pan, Le Creuset. It is a French dish, so why not use French cookware? I know it seems as it's a bit silly to to dry out the meat like this, but it is quite important to get the right taste from the meat when you're roasting it on the pan. And French cooking, it's all about the taste. Don't cut any corners. If you do that, well, you won't get the full experience. So this is what you can call slow cooking. It will take approximately 3.5–4 hours to make it. So make plenty of it. You can always put it in the freezer and keep something for a rainy day when you're not in the mood to cook. Then you can still have a nice beef bourguignon. Just take it out of the freezer and preheat it. While we're at it, I would like to thank all my viewers for following me. I really love it. Hopefully one day this could be my way of living. It all depends on you. If you're going to subscribe, comment, like, that will mean the world to me. So, almost done drying the meat. That's perfect. And now over to searing it, brown it, as we call in Danish. So now we're going to sear it on all sizes in small batches until it's brown on all sizes. We're using the oil from the olive oil and the bacon fat just to give her a nice flavor. So you're going to sear it until it's brown on all sides, and then you're putting it back into the pot where we're going to cook it afterwards. So after you are done searing all of the nice beef, we are going to put it into the cast iron pot that we are going to make the beef bourguignon in. Yummy. Looks so delicious. Do you have any favorite dishes? Please make a comment and maybe I will cook it one day in Olsen the Dane way. There you are. So now we're going to cut the onion so we can saute them in the beef grease, bacon grease and olive oil in the pan. Remember, all the cuts off, put them in the freezer, and then you're going to make a very nice broth out of that you can use in some of your next dishes. So let's see if I can peel the onions without beginning to cry. So I'm using red onions. In the recipe it says use white onions, but I think red onion tastes better and they look better in the dish. So let's mince the onions. Oh yeah, I can feel it in the eyes. Nothing like an onion to make a grown man cry. So I'm hoping that I can see where I'm cutting so I don't cut my fingers. That will be bad. So just gather the onions in a small bowl, because we also need carrots. Oh, I'm just weeping like a widow. Don't mind that. So we also need to cut the carrots. First we're going to peel them again. Don't waste the scrap. You're going to love it for a broth someday. And you can make the broth with anything, any vegetables. Sorry about that. Meat, beef, chicken, lamb, pig, rabbit, your choice. Just depends on which kind of base flavor you are looking for. So for this dish I made a broth, a beef broth. Same procedure like this. All the scraps from the vegetables with some leftover beef I had in the freezer. It's beginning to turn. Put it in the slow juicer and it's quite easy. So we are going to saute the onion and the carrot in the pan. Just going to prepare some garlic that we are going to need as well. And the exact same thing with the garlic. Don't throw anything away. The skins make such an excellent broth. This is a French dish, so we are going to use 5 cloves of garlic on this one. It's going to be exceptional. So this is a trick I learned from an old Italian mama. Cut off the ends, and then you just bash them, and then you can peel them. It's quite easy, and you can see the peel just come off. Almost. Depending on how hard you're going to bash them. There you are. And again, the leftovers goes into the batch so we can make a nice broth. So let's see the onion and the carrot. So now we are going to saute the carrot and the onion in the in the fat of the bacon, of the beef, and the extra virgin olive oil. So just need to go a couple of minutes to get tender. Halfway in, we put in the garlic. So normally you will do all of this in the cast iron pot, but today I'm going to put it in a frying pan for you, so you can see what's going on. So now it's time to put in the garlic. So just mince it up. And get it in. Oh, that smells so good. Just let it roast, fry for 1 minute, and then it's ready to go into the pot. So I think this one will be best, so we can show you. So put it into the pot. You don't need all that fat, so keep it in the frying pan. If you were making it in the pot, you need to remove the fat as well. So we're just going to do it slow. Perfect. So then actually we are going to deglaze the frying pan to make some of the sauce that goes into the pot. So I'm going to just put it on a small simmer, medium to low temperature. Then I'll add 2 tablespoons of flour. Make sure that it's been cooked, but not too cooked. It will give this very nice hazelnut flavor. And then we need to add some red wine. So here we go. 1, 2. And then we're just going to get all that grease and fat soaked into the flour. Nothing is going to waste. That will be a shame. So all the burnt stuff in the bottom of the cast iron frying pan is now removed and put into the flour and the gravy, the fat. It's going to be so delicious gravy. So when the frying pan comes up to temperature and you can begin to hear the fat and the flour sizzling, then it's time to put in some of the red wine. It's very important that you just burn off the flour. Well, not burn it off, heat it up and brown it off. Otherwise you will get that floury taste into Boeuf Bourguignon, and you don't want that. So when you're beginning to get this roasted hazelnut smell, you know your flour is ready, and now it's time to pour in some red wine. Of course, this is a Burgundy. It is a French dish from that area, so just put in a small amount and let it come to a boil. Yeah, and you can see how it's thickening because of the flour. And when you do it like this, you won't get any lumps of flours in your mouth. Now we can turn off the heat. You don't want to burn it. Oh, just look at that color. Perfect. You're going to use approximately 1 bottle of red wine for this recipe. I'm making for a couple of days. If you have friends over, then you can make it as well, but this one here is for 6 to 8 persons, but I'm going to put some of it in the fridge, so we also have something on a rainy day where we don't have the time or the energy to make it. So let's put it into the pot, and you can still see there's still something, so let's just take the rest of it. We don't want anything to go to waste. And into the pot. So we also need to add some beef broth. I've made that in advance. So just took the scraps from every time I'm peeling an onion, cutting a carrot or whatever, and some old beef. So just so it covers the meat, nothing more than that. Put a lid on it, and then it goes into the oven. Well, sorry, I almost forgot the most important. The pearl onions and a tablespoon of tomato puree. So let's put it in the pot before it goes into the oven. Don't put all of the pearls onion in it, because we are going to sugarcoat them. They're going to be so nice. Just this small, sweet, sour, fluffy onion that pops in your mouth. Oh, my mouth is already watering. And then the tablespoon of the tomato puree. Don't forget that. I will wait with salt and pepper until it's almost ready. You don't want it to get too salty. That will be a shame. Don't worry about it. It looks like there's a lot of liquid inside of it. It will all thicken into a gravy, and of course some of it will cook off. So now it's time to put into the oven. 3.5 hours. So see you then. So now it's time to put into the oven. Lid on. have preheated the oven. Just need to turn this around. Perfect. Yeah, it's okay. And there we are. That's hot. Please don't grab the oven plate with your bare hands. That can give you a bit of a burn. A lot of cleaning when you're cooking, but here's some of the fun parts. So this one is all the frozen scraps that I'm going to use for a broth. And I just love it. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Instead of throwing it out and it's going to the dump, then why not use it? We all love to cook, especially if you're following this channel. And that reminds me, please follow. It will mean the world to me, and share my videos with your friends. I will love that. Thank you. This one is going back to the freezer. And now we are going to prepare the mushrooms. So nicely fresh, thick mushrooms. Put them into water to get all the dirt out of them. See, there's lots of dirt on it. So put it into washer. Rinse them very good to make sure all the dirt and sand has been removed. All of the dirt and the sand will go to the bottom of the water. So when they're washed, put them into the sieve to dry off. It's very important to do it like that and not just pour them into it, because then all the sand and the dirt will follow the mushroom, follow the water. Very nice big mushrooms. Now we can dice the mushrooms. So you can peel the stem like this, then you get much more. Oh, it's going to be so nice, yummy. So we're going to roast these mushrooms in butter, salt and pepper. So then you dice them up. When they are this big, make them into 3/4. The same with the stock. Now we're going to roast them in a nice hot buttery pan. So to fry the mushrooms, we're going to make use butter. Of course, this is real Danish Løgpack butter. So be generous with it. Tastes good. So let it melt, and then just add the mushrooms when the butter is ready. We're going to use the small amount of butter that's left behind with the beef stock. Then cook it in before adding sugar, and then we can put in the onions to sugar coat the onions with the flavor of the beef stock and the butter. So when the butter is ready, put in the onion, put in the mushrooms. Going to need a bit more butter for this. I wish you could smell it. It's just delicious. It's very intense mushroom and butter smell. If you haven't ever tried it, then I recommend you to do it. It's so delicious. I know in the recipe it says swirl the pan around, but this is a cast iron pan, so it's quite heavy, and I'd be very sad if I break something while tossing it around. So I'm just using this spatula to turn the mushrooms in the frying pan. To the mushrooms we're going to add freshly ground pepper, and just a pinch of salt. Make sure to stir it well. And leave it to cook for a while. And now we are going to make the glaze for the sugar-coated pearl onions. So I'm going to take the beef stock, and I'm going to reduce it until nothing, so it might take a while. For the glaze for the pearl onion, we're going to use some rum to give it some more caramelized flavor. For the beef bourguignon, we are going to make mashed potato baked in the oven with cheese and egg yolks. That is so delicious. And again, all the scraps and leftovers, well, Can you guess what we are using them for? If you know, type it in the comment section. The one that got away. But not on my shift. And now the beef bourguignon, or boeuf burgundy, or the other way around, is ready. So now we are just waiting for the potatoes to cook. We're going to make mashed potatoes. Then we're going to bake them in the oven with some cheese on the top. Going to be so delicious. And now the potato is ready for mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to take them out of the water. It's not a big amount, we're only 2 persons tonight, so it's just for us. So the potato in the bowl. Then 2 egg yolks. Some pepper. And then just a dash of milk. Nothing more, nothing less. So, the mashed potato. So, in this aluminium pan, and then sprinkle it with some cheese. And into the oven. And here you are. Boeuf Bourguignon à la Julia Child à la Olsen the Dane, with mashed potato, that smells delicious. Oh. And there you are. Easy peasy.